one of the things that continues to puzzle me is how younger Kenya, so young Kenya, and when I say young Kenya, I mean anything from 20 to 40, reacts every time there's a story in any form of media about an individual that either owns land or has been able to build wealth and legitimate wealth.
Yeah.
But I want to stay with owning land. I feel that all of us need to start off by looking at a map of East Africa and seeing how small Kenya is, okay? But also understanding there is something about this country that has got everybody wanting some of this. And it's not just the action, the size of the economy is huge.
Yep.
And I say this, you know, and the other thing I wish is that every young Kenyan could visit most of Africa. Because, you know, in Eastern Africa, this place is balling out of control.
Yep.
When you look at the size, just the size of the market, you can understand why players want to play here. Go to Kigali, and I love Rwanda, but come on. Yeah, come
True,
on. All right? And there's a problem where you get this pushback. Oh, no, it's nicer, it's cleaner. Nobody's disputing that. But it's the churn of this economy that matters.
Right.
So if I go back to owning land in Kenya, there is an interest. There's an interest that actually defies economic logic on even just our land prices.
Right.
And I find it very strange that a young person ends up looking at a story in a paper, maybe in even 5 years. Caroline has got 20 acres in Imbuko that she bought for her kids. How did you do that? Okay. And then my children in 10 years will have 10 acres in a place that will literally come into its own, because Kenya is an ongoing concern.
Right.
And then there'll be questions of when. And I don't know sometimes how to tell people this is probably the most coveted asset in East Africa. You've got to get some.
Right.
And if you don't get yours, I'm taking yours too.
Right.
But how do I make a young person, 20 to 40, okay, let me say 35, understand that if you can even get 1 acre of land and on your car sticker, hello, there's a cow that has said it also owns land in Kenya. This is what I love about driving and having a conversation. How do I convince you that one of your biggest flexes is having a car sticker that says I own land in Kenya?
I mean, that's if I had a straight answer to that, I'd have found gold.
For sure.
But I think it needs to start with us understanding the history of our ownership as Kenyans. I think that's important, because then I feel like the newer generations don't really appreciate what it has taken for us to be able to own land.
Yes, in
as
Kenya.
Individuals.
Yes.
In Kenya.
Yes.
That's not even talking about the ability women have guaranteed rights constitutionally to own property on their own without having to make reference to anyone else.
And actually this is very important, because I know why my mother was pushing, and she was pushing even before the new constitution came into place.
Right.
Because if you're a 25, 26, 27-year-old female today, you don't get it that you can't buy a stone.
Yes, you couldn't do anything without your father's permission.
Yes, or your husband's.
Right.
Yes, and that is it. I mean, nothing else is happening for you.
Yeah.
So there's that. So first of all, as women, I think women get it, because Goshen, 90%.
Yeah, most of our customers happen to be women, thankfully.
Yes.
I think women do understand that from that perspective also.
Yes. But let's go back historically, and not too far back. Our ability as Kenyans to own land in Kenya has only just come into being. We're acting like this has been around forever and a day. But even as, and I always love this, and we must do Nanyuki, as you drive through Nanyuki and you look at some of that stuff, and I remember you telling me it was 90,000 acres, 58,000 acres, and none of the last names of those people is Mwangi, Mutua, Macau, you know,
Wangwe.
Simio, well, none of them.
Yeah.
But remember, we were looking at 50,000, 60,000.
Standard sizes.
Standard sizes, whether that's standard size.
Yeah.
Standard size, that's what you're looking at.
Right.
But do we understand that this is a coveted item? And there are those who will take our share if we don't take it.
Yeah, I mean, I think my generation gets it.
Yes.
Even if subconsciously, because we watched our folks buy whatever they could,
Yeah, so we get
wherever
it.
they could.
Yes.
So, you know, even in terms of buying where they were not from, it didn't
Yes,
matter.
Didn't matter.
Right?
Yeah.
The point is own for economic empowerment, for burial rights even.
Yes, yes.
A lot of people do, for them it does matter where I do get buried. I
Yes.
want to be buried on my own property.
Yes.
In fact, for that reason, most banks will not touch property that have burial sites on them.
That's true.
Yeah, because in the event of a default, it's incredibly difficult or
Difficult
impossible to
to get-
repossess it.
What do you do?
Or auction, yeah,
Yes.
you're gonna sell off someone's ancestral sort of heritage. So I think understanding why the land was redistributed the way it was
Yes.
at independence is also important. So I think it's a question of missing context historically for the younger generation,
Yes.
because they haven't seen their parents
Yes.
buy like our parents were buying.
Yes. But also understanding that they bought it because of the time they couldn't have it.
Yes,
And
it
now
was
that they
illegal
could. Yeah,
to
yeah,
own land.
it
You
was
were-
illegal.
You were squatters in your own country.
You are sort of in your own country. You've got to own land in Kenya because you can.
Yes.
But I also find, and I'm the only person who can say this because you can't and most people can't, but you find that there's people who come to this country, and whether they are here for work, whether they're here because they've got a tour duty of 3 years, they will own land in Kenya.
Yes.
They will. And I'm talking about the expatriate community that decides to call Kenya home or create a second home in Kenya.
Absolutely.
And they will never quibble about the price.
Price ni wewe.
Price you
Anyway,
are.
the point is it's your home. So for me, I would say to the young folks, own land in Kenya because it is your home.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you run the risk of becoming a squatter in your own country.
Yes.
And not because of colonial force.
No.
But because of your own ignorance and inaction.
Simple.
Yeah.
So if you want to flex, if you need something that is big to you that you're able to actually put at the bottom of your Twitter handle, you know, the way you like to do mother, wife, Christian, and then hashtag I own land in Kenya. You need to be in that space.
Absolutely.
Because I worry that in not too distant a future, there will be a section of this country that will feel angry with themselves that they never owned a piece of Kenya and are angry that those guys own land in Kenya.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I've told you. Us guys going for lunch. See ya.